So, hello students. Let's discuss about one of the important topic we're having, which is actually given by Mr. Albert Einstein, and for that he actually got a Nobel Prize. These theories are coming in the sense of 1905, actually the just earlier 20th century, just after the Planck's theory, the Planck's quantum theory. The Henry's Hertz and Albert Einstein, they actually proposed that whenever the sunlight of the suitable frequency falls on the surface of metals the electron which is bounded with the metal nucleus could be ejected. The ejection of electron is actually depends upon the frequency of light falls on the surface of metals. He actually assumed that, and he also set a formula for relation of the same energy, frequency, and number of electrons ejected. And for that, he actually said that the light energy can be converted into the electric energy by this theory. The operators used for that, there is actually again a same electric discharge tube. Again, the electric discharge tube we are using. So let's discuss about the theory. So this theory is about when a beam of light of suitable frequency fall on the metallic surface, the electron can be ejected from the metals, and which is responsible for the flow of current in the circuit. Which is responsible for the flow of current in the circuit. You can see the electrons are ejected because of the falling of that light, the beam of light. But there should be a suitable frequency that make availability of energy, which is responsible for break the force of attraction between nucleus and electron, and electrons can be ejected. He called that suitable frequency is threshold frequency. The suitable frequency is called threshold frequency and indicated by nu naught. You can see that nu naught. This is called a threshold frequency, a minimum frequency required for the ejection of electron. You have to be noticed that if the frequency value will be lower than this value, the electron will not be ejected. So for a minimum ejection at least electron, there should be this amount of frequency fall on the surface of the metals. He assumed that suppose the radiations of new frequency which is greater than nu naught. Suppose we are make a fall of a beam of light with a frequency nu, which is greater than a minimum value, So energy associated with the frequency nu will be responsible for ejection of electron as well as the movement of electron called kinetic energy. The rest of energy will be utilized for a movement of electron, that is called a kinetic energy. And look at the formula. The frequency nu associated with energy E called EH nu, and for nu naught the energy will be he actually given a formula that if the frequency nu naught responsible for ejection of electron, if the frequency nu naught responsible for the ejection of electron, so energy associated with this value will be responsible for ejection of electron, and the rest of energy, what the amount of energy is actually rest and remain, that will be help the movement of electron and must be equal to the kinetic energy. Must be equal to the kinetic energy. So you can see the formula. The nu, if we fall on radiation with a frequency nu, which is greater than a threshold frequency, so energy must be, the energy value E must be greater than the value of E naught, and the difference of them, that energy must be equal to the kinetic energy of electron. Electron will move with the kinetic energy of half m square, which is must be the difference of E minus E naught. So that can be formula. That can be formula. Whenever we have a frequency greater than a threshold frequency, the energy associated with nu, that will be called energy value E, and energy associated with a threshold frequency called E naught, that is called a threshold energy. A minimum energy required to remove an electron from metallic surface on falling a beam of light on the surface of metal. So threshold energy, that E naught is called threshold energy, which is actually responsible for ejection of electron. So the E must be sum of the threshold energy and half m square. This half m square is actually the energy remain with the beam of light, because some of the energy utilized to eject that electron and the remaining energy will be utilized to movement of electron. The ejection of electron is actually also known as the work function. Work function means the amount of work done to remove an electron from the metallic surface. The amount of work done to remove an electron from the metallic surface. That's why the E naught can be written as W naught, which is a work function, of an electron. This amount of work done we have to do to remove an electron. So E also must be equal to the W naught plus half m square. This is a simple formula between the electronic energy, electronic energy, kinetic energy, and the energy associated with that a beam of light. With this formula, we are able to learn that whenever we are falling a beam of light on the metallic surface, the electron can be ejected. But that beam of light must have a minimum energy value, that is called E naught, and which is proportional to a minimum frequency value called threshold frequency nu naught. If there is a beam of light fall on the surface but frequency is smaller than nu naught, the electron will not be ejected unless the frequency will be similar or greater than this value. This is called a photoelectric effect. Let's discuss about some other aspects of the photoelectric effect theory. This is all about the photoelectric effect, means what is a photoelectric effect. But what is now the different aspects? For example, how can we increase the intensity of current? How can we increase the intensity of potential difference? What will be the stopping potential? We are having three different terms. The one is The one is stopping potential, the second is potential difference, and the third is intensity of current. Suppose we want to draw a more current from the circuit. So what we have to do? We want more current, we want to draw a more current intensity from the circuit. So what we have to do? For that, we are knowing that actually the current is I equal to Q by T. The amount of charge flowing per unit time is called current. We are knowing that formula from class 10. Amount of current flowing from amount of charge flowing per unit time is called current. So to increase the intensity of charge, we have to remove more and more electron. If the number of electron ejected increases, that will increase the intensity of charge, and that will increase the value of current in the circuit. These are called photoelectrons. These are called photoelectrons. So students, you have to be mentioned here, you have to be learn here, the photoelectron, the number of photoelectrons actually responsible for a current value. And for that, we have to increase the intensity of light. The intensity of light, more and more intensity of light with at least a minimum threshold frequency will be responsible for more and more photoelectrons ejection, and that will be equal to the amount of charge, and that will increase the amount of current in the circuit. That is the theory, intensity of light. So current in the circuit proportional to the intensity of light. But there should be mentioned a very bold letter. There should be mentioned the intensity of light will increase the current value, but the beam of light, the intensity of light, the beam of light must have at least threshold frequency, because without having a threshold frequency, no electrons will be ejected. So if the beam of light with a threshold frequency and we increasing the intensity, the current will be increasing in the circuit. The current will be increasing in the circuit. So current proportional to directly intensity of light with threshold frequency at least. The next thing is potential. Actually, the potential means what amount of energy is carried by the electrons in the circuit from the one terminal to the another terminal. That is called a potential difference. Actually, potential difference is, not knowing, potential difference is the potential of positive terminal minus potential of negative terminal. Whenever we are talking about a circuit, the potential difference always depends upon the potential of one terminal with the potential of another terminal. So the amount of energy carried by electron is actually equal to the potential value. Potential value. Exactly, Mr. Anuved. Very good. So potential can be increases only when we increase the frequency value. You can see the formula. E minus E naught will be more, half m square will be more. The greater kinetic energy responsible for this difference value, and this will be depend upon frequency value. More frequency radiation will fall, more will be difference, more will be half m square. That energy is actually carried by electron. So potential of electron or potential difference of the circuit must be directly proportional to the frequency of light. The potential of the electron or potential difference of the circuit must be directly proportional to the frequency of the light. Frequency of the light, students. It is very important to know that there is actually the electronic frequency that is responsible for the energy value, and potential is a type of energy value actually. That is energy value carried through the electrons. Next word we are using here is stopping potential. Stopping potential means the amount of energy applied from the opposite side to just stop the flow of electron on the surface of metals. So think about that. What should be the stopping potential? Stopping potential is just stops the flow of electron on the just metallic surface. So stopping potential must be equal to the minus half mv square. The stopping potential must be equal to the minus half mv square. Students, listen carefully. This half mv square value is actually used by electron to move from this terminal to this terminal. So if we wish to stop the electron on the metallic surface, we have to apply a same value. Apply a same value from the opposite side, and that's why I'm using here a minus half mv square. So students, there is some concept. The first concept is what is threshold frequency. The threshold frequency is the minimum frequency required to remove an electron. Threshold energy, the minimum energy associated with threshold frequency, which is utilized to remove an electron. What is kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is the difference of the energy associated with the radiation fall on the metallic surface and threshold energy. What is work function? The minimum energy required or minimum work done to remove an electron, that is equal to the threshold energy. What is current? The amount of charge flowing through the per unit time in the circuit. How it will relate? The current must be equal to the or directly proportional to the intensity of light, but the light must be a threshold frequency at least. What is potential? Potential is actually the amount of energy carried by electron in the circuit from one terminal to the another terminal, and that must be directly proportional to the frequency of light make to fall on the surface. Stopping potential, the amount of energy applied from the opposite side to just stop the electron on the metallic surface only. This is all about the photoelectric effect. Look at the carefully one more sentence here. One more sentence. By increasing the intensity, suppose we are just made to fall the some beam of light with a low threshold frequency, the smaller threshold frequency value. Sorry, students. Students, listen carefully one more time. Actually, suppose we are going to fall some radiations, the beam of radiation on the metallic surface, but the frequency value of the radiations are smaller than the threshold value. The electron will not be ejected, no matter what intensity of light will be fall. It means suppose in the terms of we are knowing we are knowing the red color has a longer wavelength. Longer wavelength means a smaller frequency value. A smaller frequency value means a smaller energy. And the violet color has a smaller wavelength, longer frequency, and large energy value. Suppose we are having some metal like a potassium or rubidium. We are having some metal like potassium or rubidium, which are having a threshold frequency, a binding energy. Threshold frequency, I am using here one more word, binding energy. The energy associated with the binding of electron with the nucleus called binding energy. So suppose we are going to fall the red color light, the frequency is smaller than threshold. So no matter throughout the day, continuously red light all fall on the surface of metal, not a single electron will be ejected. No matter what intensity of light will be, no matter what time duration of the light beam will be on the metallic surface, but the threshold frequency is smaller, then no electron will be ejected. But as soon as we increase the frequency, the energy will be just increases, and that will be responsible for ejection of electron from the surface with a low intensity. So intensity is actually responsible for only to increasing the current value, but only when there will be association of threshold frequency with the radiation at least. If we just increasing the intensity, but threshold frequency, the frequency of light is smaller than threshold, not a single electron will be ejected. There are different frequencies of the light you are knowing about. There are different frequencies of light. From visible to IR ultraviolet, ultraviolet radiations has higher frequency, visible has a lower frequency, and IR has a lowest frequency that is actually associated with the light. It is assumed that the light rays consist of three different types of radiations called ultraviolet, visible, and IR, in which the IR has a longer wavelength, the smallest frequency. So energy also will be smallest. Visible will be moderate, intermediate, and ultraviolet will be with the highest frequency range value. So according to the requirement, we are going to make a call. When we are going to make a photoelectric cells in the case of to convert the light energy into the electric energy, we are going to make actually photocells. For that, we are just using a visible light only. We are using just visible light only, or sometimes IR, because in our atmosphere, the ultraviolets are restricted by the ozone layer you are knowing about. So whenever we are just going to solar cells or photocells, the cells are generally using visible light and IR light intensity and frequency. So whatever the metals we are using in the solar cells or photocells, that metals must be having a smaller energy value than associated with the visible light or IR light, so can trap the sunlight and will change into the light energy into the electric energy. This is all about the concept of the photocells and the solar cells light. This concept is very useful because there are huge energy resources by the sunlight, and we can trap that sunlight to change into the electrical energy. And that's why this is the one of the milestone concept in the sense of conservation of energy and conversion of energy, the transformation of energy. We can conserve energy as well, and we can transform energy as well by the sunlight, by using these photocells. This is all about the concept. So I am concluding my lecture here only. If If there will be any doubt, we'll be discuss on that points only. And next topic tomorrow we'll discuss about the Bohr's model, the one of the important models we are having. And then we'll discuss about the hydrogen spectrum. Bohr's model and hydrogen spectrum. That will be a same case, a same topic, a similar topic. So we'll together discuss about these two topics, Bohr's model and hydrogen spectrum. Okay, tomorrow lecture. Thank you.